All right, welcome to episode number 28 of the Sundowners Golf Club podcast. This is Giovanni. I'm here with Matt Caldwell. Matt, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How about you?
You know what? I'm great. We got a big week coming up. We've actually had I'm looking ahead because we had kind of a tough stretch here. We talked a little bit about my dog's surgery. Uh,
Yep.
what was that, last Sunday? Um,
Yep.
that was brutal time, unexpected. And then on Saturday, somebody broke into my truck while we were doing Christmas shopping, and they stole Gianna's Nintendo Switch, which is just gut wrenching. I hate it. Hate it.
Yeah. I've back when I first moved back to Colorado after my first duty station. Um, I as weird as this might sound, I was out of the habit of like making sure my truck was locked, and I didn't lock it, and I got up to go to work the next day. I had left my wallet in the center console, and funny enough, I came in and most of the stuff was out of my wallet, but I didn't notice right away. The thing that I noticed though was my command coin was missing. So for you non-veterans out there, when you're in the military, and specifically the Navy is kind of where this tradition comes from, is you get coined, right? So different situations, different meetings of different people, you get handed a coin. And traditionally, you go to the bar and you put down your coin on the bar top, and whoever has the lowest ranking coin has to buy drinks, right? So if I flip down a coin and it was handed to me by a 2-star admiral, you'd have to have a 3-star admiral or higher for me to have to buy drinks, right? And this coincidentally was handed to me by an admiral, and so it was a prized possession of mine, and it was missing, and I noticed it immediately because I carried it
Mm.
with me today. What I didn't realize was missing also was my social security card.
Oh
So
gosh.
for about a decade, I dealt with identity theft pretty heavy. So hopefully yours
Uh,
was not as serious as that.
it's just so violating, man. I'm like, man,
It
we were
really
in the
is.
mall for 30 or 40 minutes. And like you, I'm not a very big car locker guy. For all you sick puppies listening, I'm locking my car every time. So try it. Um, no, so we got a good. It's the holiday season. We got a good few weeks ahead of us. We've got my daughter's birthday tomorrow, so that's going to be fun. She can't
Awesome.
hear this, but we got a little surprise party coming her way. The family's gonna meet up at my brother's house. I'm gonna just make up some sort of story, like, hey, everybody's coming over. Oh, wait, I got to run and grab something from Mario's. Come on, let's get in the truck, and then everybody's gonna be there to surprise her.
That's cool.
I made her a. She was actually just asking me about it. Her gift is a build your own potato gun kit. I went
Sick.
Yeah, she's been wanting to make a potato gun, and so I went and made some homemade instructions on how to make it. All the parts are sitting in this box right over here, ready
that
for
she was
her to
just
build it.
that she was just standing next to just moments
Yeah,
ago.
well, she's asking me, she's like, "What is ammunition?" I'm like, "Oh, we're on
Oh,
this I'm on this new secret job at work. I'm not supposed to talk about it, but be careful when you're standing by it." She was a little freaked out by it, but little does she know that it's just a little
her
sign
gift.
I printed on Google and put on the side of this box for her.
I love that.
Uh, so yeah, I'm excited for that. It'll be fun. So a lot of good stuff coming up for us.
Awesome.
Let's see. In the golf world, there was a little shenanigans going on in Australia for the DP World Tour. I saw some pretty fun clips there. We had the skins game.
Bup,
I
bup,
guess
sorry, I had to.
I I knew the skins game was a thing, like it existed in the past. I think I remember hearing some onesie twosie stories about it. Um, Admittedly, when I saw it on TV, I had totally forgot they were doing this. At the moment, I couldn't have told you who was playing in it, but I liked it. I kind of liked it. I did. We'll talk a little bit more about that, but Keegan Bradley ended up winning that one pretty handily. Um, Yeah.
I
So
saw some clips about a robotic camera roving the fairway. I saw some clips of that. Shane Lowry was, it was basically him versus fairway camera.
yeah, I think they had those out there for one of their match iterations too. I can't, might have been the Vegas match. I've lost track of all the different Capital One match events.
They're stealing jobs, man. I mean, I guess somebody's probably controlling it from a truck, huh? Probably.
I imagine so, or maybe they're just trying to showcase some new technology out of like Texas A&M. I don't know. They go back to the sumo robots that the competitions I used to do in high school. These automated robots that would battle each other.
And I remember the first time I personally experienced robots. I think I was in, oh man, second or third grade. Like it was definitely elementary school. And the fifth graders, I know I was young because it was like the fifth graders were so much older than me. I was there at school early, and the robotics club was going on before class, and it was basically like a boys and girls club that I was going to. And we went in there, and they had built this robot, and for it to work, they were basically saving, the X, Y, and what's the other Z, locations of certain points. And so they'd physically move the robot to a point and they'd save it and it'd tell it to do a command, right? Open, close, whatever it was, and then have to move it. And so they were doing all these fine little commands and saving it. So it was like 150 little points. It was so fun to watch that they like built this program for this robotic arm. I think all it was doing was picking a pencil up off the desk and putting it on top of a book or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was, I thought that the future was there in that moment. Just
It's funny. We're not talking about anything golf here, but this just reminds me of OG Matt Hansen from Switzerland now. He was doing his master's program, and I remember he had to go. I think he was going to Pullman for to get access to some 3D printer that one of the scientists there had. So that was part of his master's thesis. But I remember at the time being like, man, this is kind of crazy. If you told like 12-year-old Matt and G that you're going to be doing a paper and doing research with a 3D printer, like we'd think that's the coolest job ever.
Yeah.
Of course,
I mean,
I think it was like it was a drag for him, right? Because it's just all work.
right.
I always joke that he's like the world's worst mechanical engineer because his gosh, I'm trying to remember now. I think it was when he was in college. I don't know. Matt will probably correct us on this, but his senior project was to make a bike rack for my old Ford Taurus, which was their old Ford Taurus. And of course, I ended up buying the Ford Taurus from him, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll use this bike rack." And all it was go ahead.
Pause. Hold on. Was it a wagon Taurus?
No, it was not.
Dang
It
it.
wasn't. I got a story about
All
that
right.
too. But
Big
anyhow, so
wagon guy.
I
I'm a
buy
big
the car
wagon.
from him, and he's my best friend. I trust him with my life. So I'm like, I'm gonna give this bike rack a try. I'm driving back from Spokane, I think, and my bike. I had a nice road bike, still have it, and I have it back on his bike rack. And the bike rack is just like a little tube, square tube bolted to the bottom fender of the car with like a little insert that has like snowboard boot bindings clips on them.
Okay.
So I hook it up and I'm driving along the highway on 395 and some guys pulls up next to me while we're cruising on the highway and he's gesturing back to my car and I look back and there's no bike to be found. So I pull over and I'd been dragging my bike for like a mile or two. So the handlebars were all jacked up. I couldn't even keep the bike up.
Did Matt pass his senior thesis?
That's a good question. He's a practicing engineer now, so he's fine.
I might question every bridge and every building I walk into with his stamp on it.
Oh no, he's a Swiss engineer. There's no thing better than a Swiss engineer.
What is he engineering? Slopes, like ski slopes, or what? Chocolate? Is he a chocolate engineer?
That's a good question. Matt doesn't like to talk about work very much. He's a little bit like you in that way.
Oh,
You and your pet peeve from episode 2.
Nice callback. Jesus.
Yep.
We can talk about work. It just can't be on the golf course. Leave me alone.
Yeah. Hey, so before we talk about golf, I want to take a moment, talk a little bit about our studios. Okay, we were chatting about it a little bit offline. You were telling me about some of your ideas. Why don't you tell us about your studio? What do you got there? What do you got in mind? How are we going to add some depth?
So I've regularly been having camera issues, and I think it's because my camera was seeing nothing but a white backdrop, right? I'm in an apartment, not a lot for me to do. I think the camera issue is going to be solved with adding depth, as you said, right? So there's a little corner over here. I'm going to add a nice moody floor lamp. I have some artwork that's sitting in a shopping cart online that I'm going to add to the wall. I'm just making sure dimensions make sense. But as for now, my studio is going to be this lone painting. It's a print. It was a first gift my girlfriend purchased me. Love this. What's funny is when her and I were first kind of chit chatting, I was sitting here in this very room, and I had come across this painting, and for whatever reason, it kind of spoke to me, and I was like, man, I really like this painting. And that's how art, I think, works, right? Is sometimes some stuff is like, hey, you really like this, and you can't really put your finger on it, but I really liked it, and we went up to Spokane one weekend, and she brought it with her. I had no idea she had purchased this print for me. So this was the first gift that she ever got for me. So it's a charcoal painting, or charcoal. What do you call it? Charcoal drawing, painting? I don't know. Of a young French guy sitting in a bar with his beau, if you want to call her. I don't know what you want to call her. His girlfriend, wife. And she's just kind of leaned up on a table there in the bar, taking a bite of some sort of snack, and he's smoking a cigarette, and they're just kind of hanging out. They just look kind of at peace in their own little worlds, but they're connected. So
I love it. All right. Point us in that corner you're talking about.
Oh, okay. So nothing crazy. Couch, corner. We're going to put a little floor lamp here. We're going to add some artwork on this very barren wall. So
I like it. All the YouTubers, like the aesthetic YouTube podcaster guys, would tell you to get like a
maybe I get so last week, was it last week? I think I mentioned a golf bag. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago?
I think it was 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
So 2 weeks ago, I mentioned a golf bag that I was looking to do this kind of set. And I'd been chasing this guy, and we really hadn't connected very well. And Mallory, who purchased this painting for me, showed up for dinner, and she sets up and she says hi to the kids, and she's buzzing around, and she comes over to me and she goes, hey, by the way, go check the front door. Huh? She said, go look in the front of the front door. She's been here for like 10 minutes. So I go look on the front door, and that bag I had been talking about, not a like bag or similar bag, the bag that I had been talking about, was sitting on the front porch. She reached out to the same guy on Facebook Marketplace and purchased the bag. So this is the very bag that I was looking to purchase. It's all leather. Wilson tags, the big W on there. It's awesome. It's perfect. It's exactly what I was looking for. In fact, I got rid of my old Sunday bag today because nobody's going to buy that. I don't even want to go through the effort of selling it to some poor sucker. So yeah, this is the new Sunday bag. So when we play our par 3 tournament, come this spring, this will be the bag. And hopefully I have all of the clubs that I'm looking to purchase as well set up for it. So we'll see.
I like it. And no, it looks awesome. I think you could definitely use that as a bit of an aesthetic there too.
I think so.
Once you start to
Honestly,
get a little bit of depth.
I think part of what is going to go on the wall, even though I'm going to use the bag, it'll kind of come off the wall. I think the bag's going to go on the wall. I think it's going to look good up there with some other
Oh, yeah.
golf stuff. I think it's going to look good up there.
I like it. I've got one last addition. I know I've been kind of talking about this audio mixer I got, but I'm finally working on some final touches here in my space. Over here, I've got, that's my work desk. Okay, so I got the monitors there. You might see some stuff here in the background. These are just a bunch of medals that I won from when I was a hockey player as a kid. Shout out to me. This is from a PNGA Mid-Am. We threw a Medilli emblem on there. Again, shout out to me. And then what do we got?
So
Gonzaga, master's degree, all sorts of good stuff. So, shout out to
question
me.
about the Medilli name on that bib.
Mm-hmm.
So you weren't playing in the Mid-Am, right?
I was.
Caddy.
My caddy was wearing the bib.
Oh, okay. Because I know you had caddied at a Mid-Am also, so I didn't know if it was that one. So
Nope, this was the one down in Sylvie's Valley.
okay.
But really quick, let me show you my last edition. I'm on my laptop here, so it's a little finicky. I got this kind of retro, old school shelf that I slowly need to populate.
Okay.
It helps with sweatshirt inventory a little bit, but I got some decorating to do. And then here's the workstation. I got my multi monitors set up here.
Love it.
So we're looking good. I think we're pretty much down to fine tuning now. Of course, this is a studio second and a man cave first. So, yeah, it's coming along. It's been fun. I would like to see a little pizzazz on your side though. So we'll get there.
I'm gonna fix it up. We have a few episodes. Buying a home for me is probably happening. If I had to guess, maybe in the next year and a half. So that's part of what I look for, right? When I'm looking at houses, when I'm ready to pull the trigger, is what's a good space for the podcast. So, and when that happens, when I have a truly dedicated space, it's mine. I can do whatever the heck I want with it. That'll be fun. I'll really enjoy that.
Hey, now you know that our listeners are going to get hopefully a high quality product, or at least a product that we care about. When you're talking about factoring in your podcast studio and your home purchasing criteria.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Like
I
it
love
can't
that.
be, it's not going to be a secondary thought, right? It's going to be part of the thought, right? I need enough bedrooms for the kids and I need a good place for me to record, a little corner, a little office, whatever it is. I need some space to, give the people what they want. It needs to be golf related. We're going to talk about some other stuff too. I'm a big movie guy. Maybe some movie stuff will be in there. We'll see, something Matt.
All right. I like it.
There you go.
So we're 18 minutes into it and we haven't mentioned any golf. So I think at this point, maybe we ought to. Okay. Let's talk a little golf.
Deal.
Where do you want to start? DP World Tour? Do you want to do the skins match?
No, let's do DP World Tour.
Okay, so we had an event that I didn't watch any, and I quite frankly didn't even realize it was happening. We had the DP World Tour Championship was just recently, and admittedly, I'm not very familiar with how they build their schedule on the DP World Tour. So I expected there to be a bit of a lull, but it looked like quite the event based on some of the highlights I've seen. And of course, there was a viral clip of Daniel Hillier, who was putting on what looks to be the 16th at Sawgrass, or not Sawgrass, TPC Scottsdale. Just a party hole, and they're playing Sweet Caroline, and he's about ready to make a par putt, and he's just pumping the crowd up. He's singing with the crowd, and then he knocks in the par putt. Really cool clip.
Singing over the putt. They're singing, and he steps off of his line, to partake in the ba ba ba, and everybody goes crazy. They love it. And then this savage dude, I mean, just steel, stands back over his line and drains the putt. And it wasn't a short putt. And at the time, I believe he was in third or fourth. Like he was kind of in the mix, if I'm not mistaken.
He was one stroke back at the time.
And I mean, absolutely drains the putt. Obviously, everyone around the green goes bananas. I sent it to you as soon as I saw it. I mean, I thought it was fantastic. Loved it.
Yeah, here's a clip of it from Flushing It Golf. He turns to the crowd and they go bananas. Such a fun scene. That's kind of what you see. Let's see if we can get audio in here.
Here we go.
You wouldn't know he had a 10-footer for par, would you?
So of course he goes on to make it. Just a fun moment. It kind of takes me back to like the live event that's in Australia. It's like their one event that's an absolute banger. It seems like we should be playing more pro golf in Australia because they just know how to do it.
I've kind of thought this for a little bit, that I feel like Australian golf is the best mix of golf in the US and golf in the UK. I feel like you get the best of like what you like about fandom from the Brits, and the best part of what American fandom brings you. And the Australians kind of blend the two, and it's such a fun atmosphere. Every single time I see something from Australia, it seems so cool.
Yeah, must be something in the water. But going back to the tournament, David Puig, who I believe he's a live golfer, right?
Hold on. Time out. Did you say Puig?
Puig.
Is it Puig or Puig?
I believe it's Puig.
Man, this is one of those situations where you read a book and you see a word and you just read it, and you've never heard anyone say it out loud, and you've been saying it to yourself for a long time a certain way.
So
I've been saying it Puig forever.
Now, early on when he joined Live Golf, he went by David Puig, is what the announcers called him. And over time, they started calling him David Puig. I don't know what the actual pronunciation is.
Interesting. Yeah, I want to know now. I honest to God had not heard Puig before until this moment. So
okay, well, let's see. We're going to use a little bit of AI overview.
Oh, sick.
We're going to throw this up here.
He always
Okay,
gets it right.
David Puig is pronounced Puig. Surname originates from Catalan, not Spanish. Catalan. It's pronounced like Puig with a hard J. Kind of like luge or rouge. So there you have it. There you have it.
All right.
I
stand corrected.
David watch Little Live Golf, and they might teach you something. All right.
All right.
Yes. They might teach you something.
All right.
But David Puig wins. He ends up winning by 2 strokes. This is another one of those leaderboards that I don't want to say it's chock full of superstars, but there are some names on here. I mean, they got Mark Leishman was T3. That's another live guy. Daniel Hillier, I can't say I'm familiar with his golf game, but obviously that clip comes from him. Minwoo Lee tied for 5th. Adam Scott in 7th. We have Jose Ballester, the famous Rays Creek Pier inner at the Masters.
Unbelievable.
Also another live guy. Sebastian Munoz. So this was kind of a live heyday, and it seems like they showed out.
How much David Puig have you watched before?
Just from the live events that I've tuned into or live highlights. That's it.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I love his swing. That guy's swing is sweet. One, he hits it a gosh dang mile, but I love watching his swing. Love it. I don't know if you've watched it, but with the thought of, do I like this swing? But he's in the catalog of swings. I'm like, man, I wish I could hit it like that.
Well, now I kind of want to take a look at this thing.
But I can't because I'm not over 6 feet tall with long arms. I'm 5'9" and
oh yeah, he's got some action on him.
oh, dude, it's so fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I know he's had pretty good results on the Live Tour, and I'm almost certain he's played a lot of DP and Asian Tour events whenever he can to try to get his world ranking up, and he seems like he's always in the mix. So good for him for winning this one. I just came across a name when perusing the leaderboard here. I don't know if we've talked about him before, but what do we know? This is a bit of a trivia question. What do we know Wade Ormsby from?
Oh man, I've read that name, Ormsby. I'm not going to pretend I'm gonna name it, but I know that I've read that name before.
So Wade Ormsby was one of the original Live golfers.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how long he played on Live. I just remember seeing his name when they played their first ever event. Where was it? The Live London, I think, was their first ever event. But I'm almost certain he floated around for a little while. I don't know what he's been up to lately, but I just haven't seen his name in a while. Yeah, we got quite a few Live guys here. Abe Answer. Ooh, Jeff Ogilvy's playing. It is funny though. This is just, I need to do a better job with some of these DP World Tour events because I think, broadly speaking, I'd rather watch a DP World Tour event than like like 70% of the PGA Tour events, simply because they're playing all over the world, and I find it more interesting when you got tournaments being played all over the world versus, I don't know, it's just some run of the mill North Carolina course.
You know what when I watch DP World Tour events on TV, one of the things I'm always thinking is as a golf fan, to go in person, it feels so much more accessible, right? Because when you watch PGA Tour events, like even just kind of the ho-hum events, there's a fair amount of people at these events. And so it's like you see it on TV and it seems like, is it worth the effort to go down there, get the ticket, do all the walking, and like, are you going to see what you want to see? But when I watch DP World Tour events and I see the leaderboard and I see how many people are around the greens or the tee boxes or in the fairway, I'm like, man, if that event was near me, like I'm going every year. Because like I get to watch all these guys that I know, like I know, 20% of the field, and I get to be this close and I get to watch whoever and follow whoever I want. So I don't know. That's what I always think about the DP World Tours. I feel like it's super accessible. I'm always surprised that not as many people are at the event.
What's the event that they do in Switzerland? Is it the European Masters?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know.
I can't remember, but there's an event they play in Switzerland that just looks stinking phenomenal every year. I'm like, I got to plan a trip to go see Matt around that tournament. It just looks like it'd be a fun event to go to, and of course it's Switzerland, so it's just beautiful.
Sundowners podcast streams from Switzerland 2027.
No, we'll be definitely streaming a pod from Switzerland 2026, and we're making a summer trip to go visit Matt, and we got to keep the pods rolling. So this time you'll be the only one waking up at the butt crack of dawn. Me and Matt will be on a completely different time zone.
Deal. I can do that. I'll make sure I get with that new Breville Barista Pro, couple lattes in me before we record. I don't need Jordan Matilla telling me I don't have any energy.
So thanks for doing the segue into our sponsorship moment. You want to use this opportunity to shout out our podcast sponsor, and that's the Pick Me Up Coffee Company. Pick Me Up Coffee Company has the best coffee in town. They've got 2 locations. One is located in Kennewick off 395 over by Walmart. The other one is Dallas Road, right next to the highway, just down the street from Goose Ridge. Wonderful place, wonderful coffee. Check them out. Thank you to our sponsor. So anyhow, Matt talking about his home espresso machine is what reminded me that we should talk about our sponsors.
I love coffee.
I do too. We actually had kind of an interesting, I guess I'll call it argument. I don't know if it fully got there, but we'll just say there were some feelings hurt. But when I was working out at Hanford this summer, I would go to a coffee shop called Roscoe's out kind of by White Bluff Brewing. And it's the only place
right by one of my
than
favorite bars, the Dive, right across the street.
Yeah, try by the Dive. I would go there because they're the only place other than Starbucks that I was aware of that was open at 4 a.m. So I'd always roll in at about 4:15, grab an Americano and go to work. And it would drive Amanda nuts. And I'm like, listen, I'm not actively not going to the pick-me-up coffee. You guys just aren't open. If you're open, I'm going there, of course. Like, no doubt in my mind. So it kind of turned into this dynamic where I'm like, I don't think I should feel guilty for getting coffee at the only coffee place that's open and directly on the way to work.
Right.
And she got over it. So
that's good.
And it helps that I don't
right?
Helps that I don't work out there anymore. So
that does help. That does help. I still need to go. I have gone through Pick Me Up a couple of times since they were our sponsor. I revealed to Amanda just tonight that I did buy an espresso machine. So I don't know if she's grumpy with me yet. If she put the two together that I bought a coffee machine so I don't have to go to somebody else. But I'm not good at pulling shots yet. So
okay. Yeah. Well, if you need any help, just reach out to our sponsors. So just because I've had some fumbles along the way with the DP World Tour as of late, just want to take a look at the schedule for the rest of the year for the DP World Tour. This is more for myself than anybody else, but we have this coming weekend, December 5th through 8th. They're playing the Nedbank Golf Challenge. This is at Gary Player Country Club in Sun City, South Africa. I can't remember if this is the event, but there was an event last year where there's like actual safari wildlife on the course. Like it's insane. It looks like a zoo, like an actual zoo. They're playing that. That's going to be in South Africa. The weekend after that, they're playing the Alfred Dunhill Championship at Leopard Creek, also in South Africa. And then they're going to end the year at the Afrasia Bank Mauritius Open. And I think
that's pronounced Mauritius.
Mauritius.
So,
did I pronounce Afrasia right?
I was wondering the same thing when you said it. I was like, that looks right to me.
It's like a blend of Africa, Asia, maybe. So anyhow, I don't have a clue where Mauritius is, but that's what we got going for the rest of the year. I'm going to try my best to make sure I have current leaderboards whenever I'm looking these things up, because I get snagged up with the DP World Tour. Again, apologies to Matt Fitzpatrick. Congrats on the win. I messed that one up.
Do we want to talk about the other thing that you messed up last week?
Oh, what did I mess up this time?
Who is Sammy Valimaki's brother?
Oh, right. Yep. Golly, I got a whole lot of mea culpas. Thanks for tuning into this golf podcast where we give you the latest golf news. So it turns out, and now I thought we talked about this last week. Oh, gosh.
You had a different mea culpa last week. This is
that's
new
right.
week.
I'm getting my mea culpas mixed up. So, Sammy Valimaki, he wins the event last week, and in the press conference, somebody asks him about hockey, and he had said the journalist had said something along the lines of, "Hey, well, I know your brother plays hockey," and Sammy Valimaki corrected him and said, "Cousin." And the journalist just kind of ignored it and continued the question. So I had missed it when I was listening to it. I don't even know if the journalist heard him say cousin. And
it doesn't. So when you listen to it, I think he was in the process of thinking about his question. And so when Sammy mentioned it, I don't think he caught it.
Right. And I mean, it didn't change his story really, but
Right.
I missed it. Definitely missed it. And as soon as I looked back again, because I was like, golly, I thought I heard him say brother. And it's, when you're looking for it, it's pretty easy to spot. So anyhow, I should probably give credit to where it's due, because shout out to one of the YouTube commenters. They corrected me there. So we have Mr. or Mrs. Stady5026 made a comment on our YouTube post saying cousin, not brother. I'm going to be honest. This doesn't change a dang thing for me. Sammy
No.
Valimaki, he's our guy.
Yeah,
Yuso
we're on board.
Valimaki, also our guy. And speaking of that one, I know you had a friend or a former coworker. I can't remember who it was, but they had their own Yuso Valimaki story.
Yeah, they saw the clip on Instagram of us talking about Valimaki, and they sent me a picture of I can't remember who it was posing with the cousin Valimaki when they played here for the Tri-City Americans. They had come up to Tri-Cities and watched the Americans play, and somehow ended up in a situation where they were crossing paths with the players, and took a little selfie with him. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, so there you have it. Our fandom for Sammy Valimaki runs deep. So I apologize, Sammy, and to your cousin Yuso Valimaki. But we still are your number one fans. I won't let it happen again, and we're excited to follow you along for the rest of your hopefully long career.
I playfully reached out to the Sammy Valimaki fan base Instagram page, and I posted our little clip, and their response killed me. They go, "This is not Sammy Valimaki. This is his fan page." I said, "I know, man, but Sammy's not responding to me, brother."
Yeah, just give me something.
Yeah, can we do something here? Can I get a like?
All right, so I want to move on to the skins game, the skins match, the match 9.0. Like I said before, this was something that kind of crept up on me. I remember hearing that something like this is happening. I didn't have a clue when. And then next thing you know, I see it's on TV, and I start watching. It was Keegan Bradley, Shane Lowry, Tommy Fleetwood, and Xander Schauffele. It looked like the way the format worked was each of them was given kind of house's money, $1 million each, and then each hole was worth a skin, and the skin value went up with each hole, and it was just kind of like you and I would do if we're playing for skins. It's a one tie all tie sort of situation. Um, I watched maybe an hour of it, and then I went back and watched like an extended highlight of it, which was really hard to find. It wasn't even on YouTube the day later. Kind of strange, but I got to be honest. I enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed watching the highlights better. Like I think I would have preferred to just have like a kind of like the internet invitational where it's like, hey, just give this to us on YouTube, and I'll just get through it.
Right.
It was not as I don't know. It felt different, but it was really fun to watch because these guys, it just felt a lot like they were doing exactly what all of us degenerates do when we play golf. When we choose to gamble on the course, they're kind of giving the banter. If someone has a par putt to push a hole, they're like rooting them on, saying, "Come on, parts," even though they're not teammates. It's all the stuff they were doing was exactly what you and I would be doing, and it was just kind of a refreshing. It almost scratched the itch that I'm looking for with the TGL more than the TGL actually does.
Yeah. No, I feel that, and that's kind of what I felt about it was, of all of the the matches. Would you say it was not? This is the 9th one.
Well, to be clear, this is different. This isn't another iteration of the match. This is they revived an old tournament, an old skins game that used to exist back in I think the 80s and 90s. So it is separate, but for all intents and purposes, it's essentially the same sort of thing, right? Like a made for
Okay.
TV kind of not so serious golf match.
Well, I mean, and I think I had mentioned bringing this back in one of our earlier episodes, but um, no, it was fun, and I enjoyed what I saw of it too. Um, Admittedly, Saturday was Ohio State versus Michigan. Big Ohio State fan. I don't know if anybody knew that. Not that it matters. So that morning I was very focused on not golf. But going back, um, it's Xander Schauffele is a weird one for me. I enjoy and don't enjoy watching him on camera. Um, I can't put my finger on why. Like he's both all of the things you want on TV, right? He talks enough, he says the stuff, but for whatever reason, it just like hits me on an offbeat. And so it's like I love it and hate it simultaneously. Um, and if it's not Ryder Cup, I like Shane Lowry. So I don't know. It was all good for Matt. Um, I like money games. So it was good stuff. I liked it.
Yeah, it's a hard one to critique, I think, because if you
Yeah,
ask the guys doing it, I don't even know what their goal is, right? I don't think their goal was to, out muscle college football. I think they
no,
just want to put out something that's fun and interesting, and I'd say it checked those boxes.
for sure.
I now if they just bring it back for an annual thing and they kind of keep it not so serious, I'm all in on it. I just sometimes these things when they roll one out, they roll 1,000 of them out, and then it just kind of turns into a nothing burger.
Yeah,
Um,
you can't water it down. It has to carry some sort of weight and be fun and unique in some way, I think, to kind of keep everybody's attention.
yeah.
But I
Back to
to your point though, the conversation though, like with the mic'd up on this round was way better than the TGL is. Like we've kind of said this before that the TGLs we thought we were going to get something and we're not getting that from them. It's just kind of I don't know this kind of ho hum thing. Um, but this is way better.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it. Just broadly speaking, I think we're better off with it than we were without it. It's
Yeah,
not moving the needle in any directions, but it just was a good glimpse into a little bit what these guys are going to be like when they're just out playing a practice round together, right? It's kind of what it looked like, and these guys were throwing darts out there. They were like Keegan Bradley just mopped the floor of the other guys. I think he won 11 skins. I think he made almost $2.5 million. Xander walked away with 0, which is, I know these guys aren't forking over their own money for it, but it's kind of fun when it's not just like a total cash grab, right? Like
right.
Xander showed up, walked away with $0 in his pocket.
This is no monies.
And maybe they got an appearance fee, who knows? But at least on the leaderboard it says $0.
Yeah, yeah. No, I like it. And I think the only critique I would have, and I've been kind of stumping for this for a while, is that we set up some sort of situation where it really is their money and um there's no structure to the thing, but we somehow uh I don't know, incentivize these guys to kind of bet their own money. Um because man, like if they're making true blue bets like they would in practice rounds or buddy rounds where they're betting their own money, I think that that's what people want to see. I don't know how you make that like genuine feeling, but I think that's the thing that we're chasing that we kind of keep getting close to, and the thing that we like and we just haven't tapped into.
Yeah. First off, I just don't know that you said we're chasing it. I don't know anybody's really chasing it. I think that's just our
So,
that's what we measure this against, right? Like it's like, yeah, well, what would it be like if it was their dollars, right? Their $1 million they show up with. And I'm with you. I think that would be a heck of a lot more intriguing. But in a different way, it almost seems like letting the Phil Mickelson lore, like the stories about his gambling, like letting those live and exist without like actual experiences or memories of it. I almost kind of like it better that way. Kind of like Anthony Kim, right? Anthony Kim was like a fun story. It was like an urban legend. And then when he came back, it was like, oh man, I kind of wish we could just go back to when we didn't have a clue where you were. You didn't have an Instagram. Nobody
Yeah.
was sure if you were alive or dead. Were you in rehab? Were you not?
Yeah. He
So
definitely
yeah.
was in rehab. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
No, I was good with it. I'm curious to see. Maybe I ought to go back and look and see what the old skins matches were like because it seemed like those were very popular. Um, but I don't recall ever seeing any of those. I think it's been a while. So we'll
I
see.
I remember watching one as a kid, and I can't remember all of the players, but in my mind's eye, I feel like Freddie Couples was one of them. I want to say Tiger was one of them, like a younger Tiger, and I could be wrong on that, but I
Hmm.
feel like it was a bunch of OGs. Like I want to say it was a Freddie Couples, and uh, I don't know, but they were out in the desert somewhere in California or Arizona, and like I have this memory of this really intimate match, you know, where there's only four guys and a handful of fans following these guys around.
Yeah.
Um, and I remember them, being mic'd up, whatever that meant back then. Where you could hear them kind of talking on the tee box specifically. I don't know if they had mics in the fairway and the greens, but like I remember this match, and I don't know. I've always kind of compared what my memory is of that match to everything else. I don't even know if this match really happened. Maybe it's just a figment of my imagination, but I'm chasing it.
Well, maybe we can make something happen. We can kick this YouTube thing off with a bang.
We just need to get some other podcasters. We'll start throwing it down.
There you go. Maybe we'll get the invite to the next Internet Invitational.
Yeah, Internet Invitational 2027.
Yep. Okay, so we're gonna keep this one shorter than normal. We got, like I said, birthdays tomorrow for the kiddo. I don't want to leave her high and dry at bedtime, but one thing that I've kind of forgot to mention was we did have a relatively notable name moving over to live, and that was Victor Perez. Um, I say relatively notable just because he hasn't had a lot of success on the PGA Tour, but I do have some memories of him. He always seemed like he'd pop up at the Dell Match Play. He'd make it out of pool play there and go toe to toe with some of the big guns. But he went over to live. I think after that, the most recent would have been Jose Ballester, the Creek Pier Inner guy. And then there's a guy, Ben Campbell, who is a New Zealand guy. I think he recently joined, but I know there was a few headlines about almost teasers of players that might be moving over to live, and it kind of had the golf world in a frenzy for half of a moment. Not sure if any big names were going to go over, but I think Victor Perez is maybe the biggest name that's moved over to live.
Are we at a point where guys that originally signed or some of the first initial guys are re-signing? I remember DJ was kind of one of those names people talked about was re-signing. Did he already re-sign?
It was reported that he did resign. I don't know that they ever really released the details of any of these contracts, but his original contract was through 2026, and there were reports that he did re-sign some sort of a deal. But you're right. I think a lot of these guys, Phil Mickelson, Brooks Koepka, DeChambeau, I'm sure their contracts, whatever they were, are coming to an end or nearing that, and it'll be interesting to see, what some of those guys will do. Like, like Brooks
If you could pick
Koepka,
a guy that doesn't re-sign with Live and comes back to does what he needs to do to come back to the PGA Tour, you can only pick one guy. Who is it?
I'm torn between. Man, I don't like that question. Only one.
Got to be one.
If it's
Because
just
for
me
me,
being
there's one that's above all else, and I've mentioned him here before.
I'm gonna answer two ways. I know I'm cheating, but if it's just me being a golf fan, I want John Rahm back because he's one of my favorite golfers to watch.
Yep.
If I'm the PGA Tour and I want to pick somebody to come back, it's Bryson DeChambeau.
Yep.
I think that's a no brainer.
No, I totally get both answer, because if I can't have Bryson, my next one is John Rahm. Like, I like John Rahm. He's one of the only Euros, right? Like, when it comes into a tournament, if it's an American versus a Euro, I'm always pulling for the American. John Rahm's one of the few guys where I will root for him. But I've said it here, and I'm going to stay consistent. I think Bryson DeChambeau is challenging Scotty Scheffler at world number one if he's on the PGA Tour. So part of me hopes that he does not re-sign with Liv and comes back. Like, I think we are missing out on one of the greatest golf rivalries out there between Scotty and Bryson. I mean, two so much different like style of golfers going at it. Man, I think we're missing out, and it really bums me out. It really truly does.
I also think Bryson is maybe the most famous golfer on the planet right now. If we're gonna measure fame through like number of eyeballs and outreach, I mean he's
Yeah, I
got to
mean,
be up there
actively,
in
right?
terms.
You remove Tiger, you remove. Oh, man, I guess he probably is above Scotty, right? Because he has a YouTube channel.
I'm just thinking like general public, like who like people just know who Bryson DeChambeau is, right? I mean, he does the thing on Instagram where he's giving away cars. I mean, like it's just he's got to be up there, one of the most famous guys, and for better or for worse. But speaking of this, I actually before we get out of here, I actually want to take your question and I want to make like a little like a bracket out of it. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna just quickly go through each team and you got to pick one guy to come back to the PGA Tour on each team. Okay.
Okay.
So the four aces, we got DJ, Thomas Peters, Patrick Reed, and Harold Varner the third.
Does the guy that I pick, is he enthused to be back as much as I want him to be enthused?
You gotta take them in their current form. So I know you're thinking about DJ.
Like, I want DJ, but I don't want DJ if he doesn't want to be there. And so because of that, I go Patrick Reed.
I also go Patrick Reed. I would take DJ probably in any other universe just because.
But I don't think
he's another guy that's up there for me.
I don't think DJ has any interest in coming back to the PGA Tour. I think that guy loves his life. He loves his life. He has zero interest in coming back. He does not care.
I also don't think he has that like professional athlete motivation anymore. Whereas Patrick Reed,
can I intercept this real quick? I saw a little thing. I have to give credit to Barstool here. They had a little game where they were trying to guess most PGA Tour wins since 2010. And I saw this list and I watched them try to guess the top 10 golfers. And I immediately thought of you. And I was like, man, he always asks me without any preparation these random ass questions. I have to get this in before we end this. I want to see how golfers you can name.
Are we stealing Barstool's thing?
I'm saying it out loud. I'm not pretending like I'm not stealing their thing. They do a bunch of little, could you guess the top whatever, golf states, whatever. But this one I think is right up your alley, and I can't help but steal the topic. So, Giovanni, who has the most PGA Tour wins since 2010? So there is the only little piece I'll give you is that number 9, 10, and 11 are tied. So it's
top 11.
It's top 11, but the last three are tied. But
And this
that's
is
all. That's
PGA
all.
Tour wins since 2010.
That's correct.
Okay, so Rory's got to be up there.
Rory's number 1 with 28.
Rory, Scotty, JT, Spieth, Jason Day, Dustin Johnson. Those are my easy ones.
Okay, so you knocked out a grip of them. So Rory's number 1 with 28. Dustin Johnson's number 2 with 22. Scotty Scheffler is 3rd with 19. You said Justin Thomas. He's 4th with 16. Spieth is 5th with
Spieth.
13. Day is 6th with 13.
Dang, I'm going down the list.
And I don't think you named anybody else. Did I miss anybody that you named?
Jason Day had 13, you said?
Jason Day has 13. I don't think you named
Okay.
anybody for Jason Day.
Okay.
So you got the top 6.
This is a good.
That's
what about
impressive.
what about Hideki?
Hideki is 10th with 11.
So 10th has 11 wins, 6th has 13 wins. So it's a hodgepodge there.
So you have
how many more do I have
Jason
to
Day
get?
at 6th with 13. You have 7th and 8th at 12. And then 9, 10, and 11 with 11.
2010. 2010 is Tiger Woods has got to have. He was Player of the Year in 2013.
Is that your final answer?
He's on the list. He has to be.
Tiger Woods is tied for 10th with 11.
Oh, okay, squeaked him in there. Let's see who else is.
I guess technically tied for 9th, but carries us through 11. 9, 10, 11.
All right.
Well, there's
how
2
many
other
strikes?
guys.
How many strikes do I get? Because I'm going to throw out a few names.
Okay, so you're missing 1, 2, 3, 4 names. I'll give you 3 strikes, right?
3 strikes. Yeah, I'm going to
4 balls.
throw Xander.
Oh, that's a strike.
Oh, Justin Rose.
There
He's
you
got to
go.
have some up there.
Justin Rose, number 7 with 12.
Oh, I have this live page pulled up and I'm looking right at him. Bubba was on a heater back then, right?
You got to tell me if you're guessing these guys. You're not just going to name people.
Bubba Watson.
All right, Bubba Watson, 8th with 12.
Oh, okay.
You got the 2 guys with 12, Justin Rose, Bubba Watson. So you're missing 2 guys.
And they have 11 wins.
With 11 wins. Am I missing this? Yeah, I feel like you named him.
Okay. Phil?
No, I remember these guys named Phil. Phil's a little bit down the list. I think he was like 8 or 9 wins in that span.
Okay, so I have one more strike and I've got 2 names, right?
Yeah. Unless I'm completely spacing somebody that you named, but I don't want to say them out loud if you name.
Dang it. Let's see.
But you did better than
like
a 2-man team here.
What about Brand Snedeker?
No
That
Brand
can't be on the
Snedeker.
list. Dang it. Who am I missing?
So I'll run through the list here, 1 through 11. Rory, 28. DJ, 22. Scotty, 19. JT, 16. Spieth, 13. Jason Day, 13. Rose and Bubba at 12. Rom, Hideki, and Tiger at 11.
Rom. I didn't say Rom.
You did not say Rom.
Why did I? What?
Did you say Hideki?
I did.
Okay.
That was an
And
early.
Tiger.
That was an early one. That was an early one.
So
Maybe
the
I
one
just
that you
missed
missed
Rom.
is the one you missed is Rom.
The one I miss is
You did
the
really,
number 2
you did
golfer in
really
the
good.
world.
Man, you did really good. I'm not gonna
You
lie
know,
to you.
it helps that like my like true obsession with professional golf started like in 2013.
Yeah.
And so like the era of DJ and Spieth and JT, Jason Day, even Tiger, like that was all like very impressionable age for me when I was consuming that.
No, I'm with you because I was actually thinking about this weekend. I was thinking about the podcast, thinking about kind of like, what I bring to this. And I was thinking about it like I'm of the age where Tiger Woods is the guy, right? And I kind of had this thought that it's like, man, I don't know if I was a golf fan as a kid as much as I was a Tiger Woods fan, which is way
Yep.
different. It's way different. That's like, when you're a fan of a team or a certain player and it's your local hero, like I grew up in Denver. And so to call me a football fan when I was growing up was not really that accurate. I was a Denver Broncos and John Elway fan, right? So I
Mhm.
didn't know anything about football. I knew the Broncos. I could name the offensive line, I could name the defensive line. Like I knew the Broncos. And I think that's kind of how golf was, where it's like I knew Tiger Woods. There's a couple other names that I knew, right? Like I remember, Calcavecchia being mentioned. I remember, Sergio being mentioned as he came in, and Phil, and like there's people that I remember being mentioned, but I don't know if I was a golf fan until the 2010s, like you.
Yeah.
Like as I
It's
got
funny,
older is when I was able to kind of start putting you know, the joke of a golf game I had in comparison to what these guys are doing. Um, and appreciating it, I think is when it all started to happen.
well, I think that is you're kind of describing what makes Tiger Woods as huge of a person as he is and why he made the game so popular was because I would argue that 90% of Tigers fans were just Tiger fans and not golf fans. Even to this day, if I tune into golf, it doesn't take more than 2 minutes for my mom to say, I wonder how Tiger's doing. She knows he's not playing, but she's just wondering how he's doing.
Yeah, what is he
I'm
doing? What
like,
is he up to?
"Hey, we got the Masters tournament going on here. We got 80 of the best golfers in the world, and all you care about is how's Tiger doing? I heard his kid's playing in that championship again."
Yeah.
Uh,
And his influence is so grand that our age group of golf fan or Tiger fan is paying attention to, like, what is Charlie gonna do? We care, like, what tournament is Charlie playing in this weekend when he's doing his thing? Like, what college is he gonna go to? Who's he gonna be playing against? Um, where's he ranked in the AGGA? Um, like that's such an influence, and that was kind of the realization that I had. Was like, man, I wasn't a golf fan. I was just a Tiger Woods fan. I would turn on ESPN and go, okay, where did Tiger Woods place? Second or first?
yep. Speaking of that, he is ranked 14th in the AJGA. I think a big knock on Tiger Woods' fame was everybody was obsessed with Charlie Woods, and all the hardo golfers were like, "Well, no, he's actually not that good compared to other amateurs." Um, but he's holding his own for a junior golfer. I know that he's popped up here and there on legitimately contending in some big time amateur golf tournaments. So um, hopefully we get to hear a story about Charlie Woods separate from the PNC Championship. But hey, Matt, I'm gonna wrap it up tonight. I gotta go hang with the kiddo. Big special day for her. Get that potato gun dialed in for her. So I'm trying to be
It's
quiet.
awesome. I'm excited. I'm buying Otto for Christmas, what he doesn't know. And I was going to do a shout out to Otto, but now that I'm talking about his Christmas present, because sidebar, just before we started recording, he said, "What are you doing stand up?" He was out here in the living room. I said, "What are you doing stand up?" I told him, I said, "Well, buddy, I got to record my podcast." He said, "When people listen, can they see you?" And I had the TV on, so I brought up YouTube and I went over to the Sundowners Golf Club YouTube channel and I hit play. And I'll tell you what, seeing my son's face light up, seeing his dad's face on the TV in the living room. So you know what? I'm not going to mention his Christmas gift. I'm going to take this little last moment to go,
Yeah.
Otto, hey, what's up, buddy? This is shout out to you, bud. Love
Hey,
you.
Otto. Hey, Otto. You know what? That's a good way to end it. I don't know. This is like YouTuber 101. They always say to do this, but check us out on YouTube, Sundowners Golf Club. We are going to start putting all of our podcast episodes on there, so you can look at them or watch them or listen to them at your leisure. We do make sure that these podcasts get sent to pretty much anywhere that you can listen to podcasts. Check them out, like us, subscribe to us. That's what the algorithm likes to hear and likes to see.
Smash
and
that like
then-
button.
right. This is what 30-year-olds becoming YouTubers
Yeah,
looks like,
this
guys.
is what we have to say.
Yeah. So anyhow, there you have it. All right, we're gonna wrap it up. You'll hear more from us next week, and yeah, we'll talk soon.
All right, friends. See ya.